right, hockey fans, within 20 seconds of warm-up time here on this Friday night at St. Louis Park Ice Arena, the West Rink, as we kick off President's Day weekend. New boys here. You've heard me one other time, and fortunately with a bit of good luck, we had a good game against St. Thomas here in St. Louis Park. Mark is off the call tonight. He'll be back for Sunday's game against Edina. Well, we'll see White Bear Lake for the third time this year in their road black jerseys in their warm-up. There you go. So you got a feel for how it's looking. Nice ice time so that the parents and players can make it across town without too much traffic here on a Friday. A little bit of a unique lineup here. We're coming into a long holiday weekend. Naturally, it's with a bunch of seniors on the team. We've got some kids away at college visits and sports events and competitions, different things going on. So all in the scheme of a long season, stuff that coach is used to. Got plenty of orange jerseys on the ice. Boys wearing their third jersey. Compliments of Grandpa Speltz. Thanks to him for sponsoring this jersey with the boys' names on the back. Otherwise, they wear kind of the St. Louis Park issue Flyer jersey. Old school heavy sweater, as they used to call them in the hockey world. Well, we'll play 15-minute periods here. We're getting to the twilight of our regular season. 3 games left in the district standings. Flyers right there at that 6, 7, 8 spot. Of course, that only matters for seedings as we look at playdowns. You do not want to be number 13 or 14. That eliminates you from playing in playdowns. Flyers comfortably into that. Just a matter of who they'll play in the first round. Nice to see Henry Peterson back, big number 17. We're going to start with Snook and Moan on the back end. Face-off coming with the captain. Lucas Rasmussen back on the ice. Rasmussen, what am I doing here? Runman. Starts with an R. Stay hot, Kip. Tough start. 8 seconds in, I promise to get the names right. By game 30, you should know all their names, which I do. But I was so excited to see Lucas, I get the wrong last name. Runman suffered a knee issue on this ice, in fact. Snook's just going to send it out. Gets cut off. Quick hit. Now we're going to have a 3-on-1 going the other way. Good back check by the Flyers. Drop pass. Stick picked up there by Paulson. So White Bear Lake looking to settle the score here. Moan's going to chip it out of the zone. No problem there. D to D, neutral zone reset here by White Bear Lake. And they're going to send it high off the glass. In net is Gola. Moen's going to skate it out and then chips it off the boards. Trying to get up to Moline. Through the center of the ice up to Brady Paulson, number 12. And a chip behind. Sneaks behind Snook. Moen's there to cover his wingman. No problem there. And a high shot. Almost found the top edge of the net. Cleared away. So good push early by White Bear Lake a minute in. This shift by the Flyers, not exactly the forecheck we were looking for. Snook's going to skate it out from behind his net. Try for the long pass to Peterson. So it's off the stick and an icing. Minute 12 in. A little sloppy early for the boys. Just getting their feet underneath them. Senior parents starting to reflect on the fact that you do the math, you got about 30 days of hockey left. The last day of the state tournament, if all goes our way, would be on Sunday, the 15th of March. Face-off just to the right of Gola. Thorpe on now with English. Comes out of the zone. Peterson, nice little backhand pass there. High, left side, off the dots. Tries to sneak it through. Lensmeyer on with Peterson and Speltz. Lensmeyer chips it out from behind the center of the zone here. And Speltz is just going to send it in. We're going to have a Offside delay here, so everybody's touched up. White Bear Lake skates out of their zone, tries to play it through the middle, missed the pass. Speltz regroups, sends it in off Lensmeyer's backhand, down behind the goalie, 2 minutes in. Speltz walks it off the blue dot, or face-off dot, down behind the net, trying to get to Thorpe. Thorpe tied up. Lensmeyer's going to change. On comes Eddie Watson, number 4, fresh on. Thorpe will pull it back. English will recover. Pressure behind the net, skates it out. Little chip pass, handled beautifully by Speltz. Played along the wall, tries to get to Watson. On comes Snook. Oh, and a good shot pass from the wall by English. Actually, no, sorry, Teddy Johnson. Excuse me, 16. 2 tall lefties. Moen now back on. White Bear trying to bring it through. Just a little bit too much time with the puck on their stick, and that might be iced if it makes it. Nope. They're going to wave it. The defenseman has to make an effort. Watson comes over the forecheck. It's sort of a linesman's prerogative on how they want to handle an icing. That was certainly an icing. They're going to wave this one off as well. What they want to see is an opportunity for the defenseman to get that puck. Shot just wide of the net. So far, White Bear Lake is a little more furious on the attack. Moen battling from behind the net. Snook there as well. And Rundman on to support. Good to see him back. He's been a key part of this team throughout the season. Oh, White Bear Lake's going to step in, and a good save by Gola. Good shot. Walked it in. The assistant captain for White Bear Lake took some space. It's a nice play. If you watch NHL players, especially the elite guys in the Olympics now, it's all pros this year in the Olympics. In the U.S. in particular, you'll see the defenseman will take space. They'll walk it down the line, from the blue line. The defenseman will be nice stretch pass to Moline. Moline tried for the toe drag, got knocked off. Kellen, I think, our leading point getter on the season. Nice D-to-D pass over to Moen. Moen trying for a tip-off. Paulson brings around to Snook. Snook tries to send it back down to Paulson. 4 minutes into period 1. Played back to Moen, but he's on his backhand there, and it's going to come out by White Bear Lake. A little 2-on-2. Snook steps up for a little hip check. Back checking is Moline. And goal is going to swallow up another chance there. Chance is certainly more in White Bear's favor so far. Good start for the... Gotta believe they're the Bears. Took me a long time, but for you history buffs out there, Matamidi, I didn't know, is actually, if you translate it, correct me if anybody knows this, it's White Bear Lake in the native language of the region. So White Bear Lake, Matamidi. Mato plays Class A hockey at the high school level. White Bear Lake, AA. Face off there by Rundman. Coached out by Paulson. In on side is Moline. Moline on the left side. Goes for a pad pass. Just a good save by the goalie. Smart play there. Pop pass or a pad pass. If you're the winger coming down the ice and you've got really just a pass-shoot scenario there like Brady Paulson did, sometimes you'll shoot it low and hope for that goalie to have to get down and use his pad as a rebound, and it'll redirect to the winger coming across the other side. Kind of a pad pass scenario. Here comes Rundman. Boy, he doesn't look like he's missed a beat. Had it stolen away. Right there, some real crafty players. And on the attack is Moline. He's got Peterson on his right. He's going to drop it to Peterson. Peterson walks it down. He's a lefty on the right side, a little bit stymied. On comes a fresh deployment here of line mates, Speltz, with Caden Thorpe and Anders English on the back end. English will hold it, sends it in on goal. 5 minutes in and change. Clean game so far. Lensmeyer on the attack, uses his stick. Big Henry Peterson, such a force out there. Oh, and a crafty play there. Oh, look out, White Bear Lake on the backhand. Goal's had to make some nice saves so far. Speltz skates it through traffic. It's going to be 1-on-3. Line change for the Flyers. Sneaks out of the zone. Back in behind the goalie. Lensmeyer sends a pass and it's deflected, but it ends up on Speltz's stick. Back out to Snook, goes for a little one-timer and a chip goal. Snook will get an assist at the very minimum, so first goal comes 6 minutes, 11 seconds into period 1. Flyers get on the board. I believe it's going to be Teddy Johnson on the deflection. He went through the handshake line first. That's typically a pretty good signal. So Snook to Johnson. Johnson, a very skilled defenseman throughout the season, playing up at wing as we fill in our lines just to keep the roster full for tonight's lineup. Oh, and Johnson again gets a turnover. He's got Watson to drop it. Goes for the backhand. Went for a little pass there. Eddie Watson's had a string of really nice games. He's number 4. Parents hosted a heck of a parent party tonight. I was not able to make it, unfortunately. But kudos to the Watson family for stepping up. I left for the party and realized I didn't have my my broadcast gear, so I had to turn around. Snook on, keeps the pressure high. Gola swallows up the shot. $7:59 to go in period 1. Flyers up 1-0 on the Johnson goal. A little thinner bench than the boys are used to. Face off with Runman. Won by White Bear Lake. Sends it through, but it's picked off by Moline. Moline comes in on a 1-on-0 with the goalie. And a goal. A little bit of puck luck there. Got the bounce off the face-off. And Kellen Moline's a finisher. 2-0. Goal comes shortly after the first one. Kellen Moline is very crafty. Fun to watch him to come in on the forecheck. He's just a high skill, high effort player. So that gets us to number 2. Games have been closer than the score against White Bear. They are a don't quit team. They've had a season that's got them kind of on the lower end of the standings, but they're a competitive team in every game. They play hard. They've got some skill. Maybe just not a deep enough bench, which at times the Flyers have had that in different seasons for this program. English and Thorpe back in. Thorpe, number 8, puts a body on. Out it comes. Little pass there and it's going to be sent in. English just chips it over the top. Flyers are going to change. They've got Lensmeyer on. Mickey's going to walk it down the blue line. Sends a shot in and a goal. Got the goalie a little bit out of balance there. Mickey went backside. He was going left. The goalie was sort of moving with him, which is going to happen. And Mickey went backside on that glove and snuck one through. So a bit of a goal sequence here by the Flyers. So credit Lensmeyer on that one, unassisted. 3-0. Shots at their right, say 6-4. Face-off's going to come back to Moen. Moen's going to chip it through to Lensmeyer. Plays back to Speltz. Speltz walks it in through the center. He's going to turn and look. Oh, it's going to just sneak out. It was a good thought. Henry just hadn't gotten in yet. Henry will just dump it in. Ricochets off the official. 4 officials. We've got 2 head officials. Oh, and that one's going to sneak in. Guys with the orange stripes are head officials. Then we got 2 linesmen. Speltz sends it through just on the backhand. Tough one for Henry Peterson to control. Oh, and a good idea there. Snook's going to step up. Good save there by the goalie. Pad save. Off the blocker. They have a waffle, they used to call it. Now it's a blocker. Going to come back to Moen. Regroup happens in the neutral zone. You want to see how one team is playing versus the other. Often where they regroup, which is when a team gets the puck back. Oh, and shot just wide there. If you're regrouping in your own D zone, oftentimes that means you're a little bit more on your heels. If you're regrouping in the neutral zone, Moen sends it wide, looking for a ricochet off the back wall. Watson's got it. 5:40 to go. Plays along the wall by Speltz. Soft pass there. Nice play. A little give and go on the wall. Good play by Speltz and Watson, just feeling out that space. Snook and Moen on the back check here. Keeping them wide. Number 7 for White Bear. Has it poked away by Moen. 5:30 to go. There he's just going to chip it along the wall to Watson. Not easy for Wings to handle passes along the wall under pressure, but it's a safe place to have the puck and a good break out there. Peterson's going to skate it through. Got out of speed. Holding the line there was Watson, waiting for the puck to cross. On come Thorpe with English on the back end. Oh, out front. And a good save by the goalie. Watson was right on the doorstep. Oh, and a good low pass there by Caden Thorpe. He was trying to set up his defensive buddy, Teddy Johnson, on a little bit of a low pass. It could be deflected in for a goal. 3-0 Flyers. Sent in. First few minutes were all White Bear Lake. Flyers were sort of getting their bearings with their lines. Coming through the center of the ice is Teddy Johnson. He gets big, long stick, tall kid, high skill. Getting tied up a little bit. Trying to get it to Shufflebind. And it's just off the stick. White Bear sends it through the middle. And knocked off the stick by Moline. Chipped on the wall. Trying to get up to Kellen. Look at the speed here. He's going to have some pressure. Nice glove save there. And we're going to have a blade break off. Oh, man. Whatever stick Kellen uses is not a very resilient one. That's like the second or third one I've seen him break this season. And we're going to get a delayed penalty by White Bear Lake. I'm not sure if it's coincidental and they'll both go, or Kellen's going to go for another stick. He's coming right out here. Usually they have a backup on the bench, but he took the shot, and it, as he finished, we're getting a double minor. 4 minutes. Somebody said something. Usually when you get the double, it's something the ref didn't like. I didn't see anything real physical go on. So it'll be a 5-on-4 for the last 4 minutes of the period. 3:59 to go in the first period. Flyers up 3-0. English is going to play down to Speltz. Cleared out. And Moen will give chase. Gola. Henry sends it through. Tough pass to handle. Just keep it simple. When you're breaking out of your own zone, and this happens with the wings and the center, just make the first pass easy for your defenseman. There you go. In comes Runman. So good to have him back. He had a bit of a dislocated knee is what I had understood the issue to be. Oh, and Henry tried to knock it out of the air. So we'll have to regroup again. We got 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. 3:13 left in the period. And then that is Runman. He's going to drop it off. Oh, and a good recognition there. Oh, Lucas is going to try and hold the zone again. He's got Paulson on the backside. So the power play is an area of opportunity. Slashing and an unsportsmanlike is the call on the game sheet. We've had some of the touchiest refs I can ever remember. So my boys grew up in the Edina Hockey Association, which is part of District 6. We got kids from different districts across their youth hockey experience, and D6 was not known for having refs who were real resilient, I guess would be one word. They would blow the whistle at pretty much any opportunity. And all the way up, here we are at junior gold, which is basically high school hockey. These guys have really calmed the game down, I guess, is the positive. It's a safer game, but these guys don't take any guff. They will not take any language, which is good. You don't want to be disrespected. But it's probably called as tight or tighter. Lensmeyer down there with a backhand chance, the best one of this power play, and flipped out by White Bear Lake. We've had a couple of refs say, quote unquote, don't even look at me. And then if the kid does, he gets an unsportsmanlike. So some of them take it a little too personally. And right, White Bear again continues to kill time. I'm just trying to create a little intermission. Now we've got to cover for a face-off in our own zone. So coaches have tried to get this power play to be a little more productive. We've got plenty of skill. We've got good kids. It's just been at times a really solid power play, and at times probably on percentage-wise just a little less productive than you'd want for the season. A good power play in the NHL will be about a 20-ish, 25%. If you can add up your power play and your penalty kill to 100%, meaning you kill 80+% of your penalties and you score on 20% of your power plays, that's a pretty elite level, at least in the National Hockey League. Minute to go in the period. So oftentimes you expect them to score on every power play. That's not the case. Teams we're playing are good. Oh, and a backside, great save by the goalie. And a goal. Second, third chance. I think it's finished by Peterson or Lensmeyer, one of the two. All sorts of traffic. Got the puck low, and it's going to be Peterson with the goal. Number 4 on the night. 43 seconds left in the period. So they cash one in at the end of the second minor. That should exit out of the box the penalized player. No problem there. So we'll go back to 5-on-5. Shots 12-5 in favor of the Flyers. So they do cash one in. Didn't catch the first one. So that's a 50% power play there. Nicely done, Flyers. Moen's going to send one through. It gets deflected by the winger that was covering him out high. White Bear is going to bring it out of their zone, try and create something in the last part of the period here. 5 shots on net is what we show. For it to be a shot on goal, it's got to be inside the 4x6. Technically, it's got to be a shot that if the goalie wasn't there, it would go in. Or if it hits the post. So 24 square feet. Roughly the size of the net. These goalies now with their pads cover a lot of space. So that'll be the end of one. Crowd goes wild. These are loyal fans at this point of the season. But why not? What's more fun than watching your kids play hockey? I'm going to lower this a little bit. All right, so all 15 folks out there, thank you for joining. Kip here, Henry Moen's dad. Filling in for some big shoes. Mark is off tonight. Ouskola in net. Finishes the first period on 5 saves. And we've got the early lead, 4-0 Flyers. Nice to have a long roster. Thankfully, Mark has one here, so hopefully you can read it. That's our full roster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 21, 22 kids. You want that on a junior gold, especially A roster. You're going to have kids that miss. You've got seniors visiting colleges. You've got life events that come up. And then you've got injuries, unfortunately. It's part of the game. This is a collision sport. You will have contact, so knock on wood, we get through the rest of the season. A lot of these kids playing their senior year spring sports, keep everybody healthy. Crunch time now for the Flyers to make that state run. They can play with anybody. When we play the game the right way, we are a threatening team. Just ask Edina. Hung with them right to the end. Edina's, I think, the top team in the state. I've seen Maple Grove and Edina. I think Edina is just a higher end team. Maple Grove is probably a little more classic Maple Grove structured team, coached by some former high-end college players. White Bear Lake's going to come in. Thorpe puts a hit on. And a great save on the glove side by Alex Gola. But I think early on, you'd say Edina is the team to beat for the state title. And the Flyers played right with them. The one time we played Maple Grove, I think, was just one of our most off nights all season. And we had a crazy officiating scenario. It was just penalty after penalty. That was one of the nights where I thought the stripes made it real personal. It was hard to watch, actually. It was a little embarrassing for the Zebras. But the Flyers fed into that. We have a little bit of a pirate culture sometimes. Boys feel disrespected. They're going to handle their business. Good clear there by Thorpe. Sends it up, trying to get the Scheffelbein Johnson-Watson line. Here comes Eddie. Nice soft pass through the middle just behind Scheffelbein. Dumped in there. Smart play by White Bear Lake. Right now, if you're down 4 goals, what you want to do is start getting pucks deep. Create chances. And the best way to do that is just to get it deep in the zone, but a nice quick breakout there by the Flyers. Just off the stick of Johnson. Skated in by Watson. In some traffic. He's going to try and get one low. Nice low pad save there. Change. Off comes Johnson off of Henry Moen's stick. Henry had a full day. Actually, no school, but nice saucer pass there. Oh, beautiful play there by Paulson to handle that pass on his backhand. Brady, of course, a high-end football player on the Vanilla team. Also a hockey player. Henry was sharpening skates for about 3 hours this afternoon when we played down the middle. So if you need your skates sharpened in General Sports, he's your guy. Chipped in. Moen's going to play forward here. Comes in on the forecheck. Paulson, who's played some defense as well, handles the back end. So that's one of the quick recognitions a line mate has to make. When you see an active defenseman, they call it getting active out of the D zone. When you jump up into play, drop pass there. Oh, and it got on net. Deflected there. Paulson playing a screen roll out front. But it's nice to have, as Brady Paulson did, nice chip. Oh, almost through the backside there. Moline, that was Runman hunting on the back door, and Moline saw him. White Bear going to send it back in. Oh, and a great save by Gola. Great recognition. That was an awesome drop pass from behind the net to a fresh line mate that had just come on, and that'll come up in the fans. That'll be a souvenir. But from behind the net, it was a great setup. And Gola read it. That's one of the hardest things as a goalie, is to sense what's coming on behind you and sort of get big. Of course, that's why the NHL goalies and these college goalies are all just physically so big. There's not a lot of holes to shoot through. Alex made himself big and covered that nicely. Face off just to his right. 2.5 minutes into the second period. Shot goes wide. English on. He'll just backhand it to the wall, trying to chip it to Peterson. And it's poked out of the zone. Fun to have the flexibility that Coach Fisher's got. He can play guys in different spots. At times we've seen Alex Cadill, who has been our probably most consistent Swiss Army knife. He's played some center, he's played some D, and he's been effective at both. And now we're seeing Teddy Johnson do the same. Oh, what a move there by Peterson. Oh, and a great save. And we're going to get a trip. I'm not sure if so much as a trip or as coincidental, but they're going to call it. So we'll go on a first penalty kill. Lensmeyer will get the trip. I don't think it was one of those, sometimes there's tripping penalties that are kind of lazy. Like you're behind the play and you know you're beat and you use your stick to catch up to the play, if you will. That was more traffic and a player was crossing over his stick. I didn't see anything too malicious there. So 2 minutes on Mickey Lensmeyer. We'll have Snook and Moen on to help kill with Speltz. And Johnson. Oh, a nice blocker save there. And it's cleared out of the zone. Good work there by Snook. Gola. Showing why this coaching staff is fortunate to have 2 solid goalies. They've been able to rotate throughout the season, which is nice for both families. Here comes White Bear Lake in on the pressure. Moen keeps it wide. Shot glove, no problem. So one of the things you just, as a reminder, the ice does have some structure to it. And what do I mean? How many face-off dots are there? There's technically 9. There's the center ice dots, and then 4 in each zone, 2 in each zone, and then 2 in the neutral ice, plus the center. So a defenseman that keeps somebody wide outside the dots, at this level, the goalies are expected to save that shot. And that's what happened. That's a win for the defenseman and for the goalie. There's another long shot, you can see. So as you're watching it, from youth hockey, one of the things the kids will have is they'll call it the kitchen, the space where you can see number 9, Henry Moen's right out front. That first 10, 15 feet right out in front of the goalie is the kitchen. You want to keep people cleared out. And it gets feisty in there. But that's the spot where the goals get scored. Zach Parisi made a career out of it. And Moen's got it. He's just going to try and skate it out and clear off the boards, and he does. So as much as our penalty kill has gotten to work this season, it's actually a pretty darn good PK. 43 seconds left in the Lensmeyer penalty. 10.5 minutes to go in the second period. So you got about 14 minutes till you can refresh your beverage of choice. Maybe it's coffee this time of night. White Bear breaks it out through the middle. Here they come. Winger on the left stays wide. Trying to walk it in, and a nice stick save to the corner. Rebound control, fantastic. And that'll be cleared out. One of the ways to evaluate a goalie is what kind of rebound control they have. Meaning, are they sort of just coughing up the big fat rebound that creates second chance goals, or are they clearing it to the wall? So they work on angling to make sure when they have a shot on net, they keep it wide. You see how he just chipped it to the wall there? That's a really common goaltender move there. Alex Gola showing you his move. Clearing pucks on those rebounds is a big part of it. English will just send it over to Thorpe, and that's the end of the penalty kill. Good job. Oh, pass through the middle. Dangerous pass. Oh, and a post saves that one. Gola there. Oh, boy, right across the goal line. Chances galore. Set up by a pass that came through the center of the ice. We just got to be very careful. White Bear Lake almost paid us back on that one. Thorpe tries to send it through, just to get all of it. Goalie getting his money's worth in net. White Bear putting on some pressure. Told you, this team is resilient. They keep going. Played them last on I think it was a Saturday at White Bear Lake's home rink. It's a great rink. It's a tight game. Oh, that'll be a high stick. Yeah, they'll wave it dead. So a high stick is any puck played over the 4-foot line, which is exact height of the goal. So the net is 6 wide by 4 high. So if you play it in the air, kind of like a cross style touch, which just happened, and then your own player plays it in your offensive zone, it goes down into your own D zone, which is why they're resetting in front of the White Bear goalie. So Snook and Moen on the back end. Peterson and Speltz with Watson, or that's Lensmeyer, sorry. Shots 12-6 in favor of the Flyers. White Bear on the attack. We're just going to dump it in. Goal again will clear to the wall. We're about at the halfway point of the game. They're going to walk it in. Moen uses his stick. Oh, and a great save there. Goalie gets a high mark on that glove save. Moen tries to chip it off the wall, and the stanchion took him out. So connecting all these panes of glass, as we've learned, they can shatter, are these gray metal they call stanchions. Fancy word for connectors. And as a player tries to bank it off the glass, sometimes it'll hit that gray stanchion, and goal is just going to cover it up. So one of the things you learn as a defenseman is try and hit the middle of the glass. That way it'll ricochet at the angle you're expecting. Game reset, 4-0 Flyers on a barrage that happened in that first period. We had about 3 goals in a quick sequence. Scheffelbein will take the draw. Moen's got it on his backhand. He's going to skate it out, gets slashed. He'll start the rush. He's going to go wide. He's got Watson trailing with Scheffelbein going to the net. Moen tries to play it through him. Nice play there by Grady, though. That was the right play. First forward entering the zone goes to the net, and that's what he did. Moen tried to feed him. Puck's going to try to squirt out. Henry just dumps it down in the corner. We are at the halfway point. 7:28 to go. And here comes White Bear on a rush. Chipped in behind goal. Oh, and they get... Boy, what a save, or is that in? The official's in the right place. There again, a pass from behind the net that squeaked out in the blue paint, and goalie covered it. The official was there to see it if it crossed that red line. Of course, the whole puck has got to cross the red line in order to be counted as a goal. English and Thorpe on now. Boys are going to get plenty of ice time. Oh, a nice play by Eddie Watson. Strong play to win the battle. He's going to reset, try to feed it through Teddy Johnson. Boy, Teddy at wing is a heck of a option to have. That. Oh, and here comes Caden Thorpe. He got slashed a little bit there. They really worry about certain slashes and less about others. It's almost like you need to drop your stick. There's plenty of plays where a guy's beat and he just bangs on your stick. That is a slash. They often don't call it. Stronger players often can't draw a slash because they hold their stick tighter. A lot of times the slashes that get called are on guys that are kind of weak. Of course, there are those where it's a real slash. And chipped out by English. He's just going to dump it in and force White Bear to regroup. Out comes Johnson. And here comes White Bear, 6 minutes to go. 9 shots for White Bear, and a lot of them are high-quality chances. Goal is stood up there. Brady Paulson's going to put a body on. Caden's just going to spin it around, trying to get over to Moline. Working along his wall. We often talk about how important it is to have good plays designed in your offensive zone. Here comes Moline on a rush. He's got Runman going to the net. Moline, point blank, and goes for a backhand. Oh, good save, and the helmet comes off. Goalie stop play immediately when that happens. That was a dangerous play for White Bear Lake before the helmet came off. Having Runman and Moline coming point blank like that with speed. And once the helmet came off. But as I say, we talk a lot about offensive zone structure and plays, but I'll tell you, the elite teams, and Kurt Giles at Edina has made an absolute career out of state championships won by this, is high-quality defensive zone conduct and handling your business in your defensive zone. And the Flyers are doing a nice job of that tonight. D-to-D pass, Moen to Snook, or Snook to Moen. Creates a rebound chance. Great save by White Bear Lake, but that flurry is exactly what wings love to have. Center and wings down low. That'll ricochet in. Snook and Moen are going to have to go play it. Defensemen need to keep that puck low, and Henry did. It forces the goalie to get down, which is also a positive if you're a winger in front of his net. Get him low. And then also, usually those pads create a rebound chance. Flicked out, down to Moline. Oh, and what a pass. Got to Runman, but it was just off his stick. He had to stretch out. This line looks like it hasn't missed a beat. Oh, and a great play there. Wow. Tic-tac-toe. Goalie for White Bear did his best. He was everywhere he could be, but he had to cover the first pass. But 5 goes on the board, and that'll come from Runman to Moline. Actually, I'm sorry, Peter Paulson from Runman over to Moline on the 5th goal. So good play. White Bear's goalie did everything he could there. 5 minutes to go in the second period. Henry Peterson now on with Lensmeyer and Speltz. 13 skaters tonight for the boys, which is a full bench for a lot of rosters. Oh, what do I mean? If you went up to War Road, they'd run 2 to 3 pairs of defensemen. A lot of the smaller towns. So maybe 6 defensemen and 3 lines of forwards. That's 15. Sometimes you just run 2 pair of D. That's 13. Peterson now. So we're blessed. We have 4 lines of forwards, plenty of defensemen, hence the 20-plus player roster, and 2 goalies. It's a general manager who did his job. I think the Flyers had close to 45 guys try out. The number I heard, which is a lot more than they expected. They were thinking maybe have a Junior Gold B, which was a league for JGB, maybe have one of those, but they hadn't planned for the team, and they had so many players try out. So quick change there. Johnson plays it down, and he's going to walk it in. Gets bodied. He's got Watson go to the net. Good play by Eddie, and a backhand chance, and another nice save. Good protection of the goalie there. That's the right thing to do. Eddie Johnson's got some mitts on him. Some silky mitts, as the kids call it. 3:14 to go, second period. Then you can take a break. After Will Zamboni. Treffelbein on the draw. Working it down to Watson. Watson trying to walk it in on that goal line. Plays it back out to Snook. Snook back to Watson. Back to Snook. Snook walks the blue line. Oh, beautiful read and a goal. That's an all-world pass and a great finish by Scheffelbein. Everything about that was exactly how a coach would draw it up there. They want the puck. I think that's Grady's first. And it was a beauty. Again, the White Bear goalie had to slide over, and the one-timer, or as the kids call it, a 1T. The 1T was right on point. Of course, his dad wasn't here. That's the way it always goes. Shot just high. Not trying to make you feel bad, Mark, but that's how it goes. I've missed a couple of games, and those are usually the ones where you go, did you see your kid? And I'm like, I was at the other 97% of the games. But credit to Grady. That was a great pass by Snook on the assist. 2.5 to go. And what helps on a pass like that is that it's nice and flat. Trying to get a one-timer off, you do not want the puck to be rolling or jumping. You want that puck to be as smooth on the ice as it can be. And oftentimes, believe it or not, that puck does not sit smoothly on the ice. It's not a curling stone. Moen keeps him wide. Quick one-timer going for a deflection. Good idea there. Henry's going to send it around. Just keep it wide. Watson does a good job there to win his battle and get it to Paulson. Puck just not sliding. We get to the late part of 2 periods with these big guys running around carving it up. At ice level, you hear just a constant barrage of edges carving into this ice. It just doesn't stand a chance. And as a result, you get kind of, I always call them wood shavings. In on side. Oh, and a good rebound goal there. That's just hard work repaid. That's what it looks like. Runman's going to, I think, get the goal. No big celly at that point. So number 7 goes on the board. Goalie made a good save. It was a hard, low shot. And there again, at that angle, there's not a lot you can do to clear it. But I think Lucas Runman got an extra point on the board. 1.5 minutes to go. Sent in, a little bit of a bouncer. Lay to the wall, and I think they're going to send a couple guys or one. I don't know. I didn't see what happened. Oh. I think they're going to put them both in, yeah. So it looks like we'll get coincidentals. Brady Paulson will take 2. Get a little rest here. They're jawing a little bit. Every team wants to have a Brady Paulson on it. You are a better team with number 12 on your roster. He plays 200 feet of hard edge hockey. And he's done a really nice job limiting penalties. As I said, they don't. And that's a goal. So that's a 5-on-5 goal. So 7-1 with a minute to go. Nothing Alex could do there. That was a good snipe from down low right in the kitchen. That was probably 15, 12 feet out. Right where you want to be if you're a goal scorer. So 14 minutes into the second period, White Bear gets on the board. 7-1 on their 10th shot. Face off now. Runman trying to get the puck to settle. Good job by Caden Thorpe to angle there. Boy, he does a really nice job in his defensive zone of using his body to create leverage to win puck battles. And here comes White Bear. Anders is just going to try and play it to the wall. Not much time left. 25 seconds. Maybe one more opportunity for either team. And Kellen's going to chip it. Allows his buddy number 6, Speltz, to come on in behind the net. Looking for somebody feeding down the slot. Nobody there. Getting tied up. And it's going to come out. Snooki will cut him off. And that should be the end of the period. As I said, White Bear doesn't quit. We'll just keep it on Zamboni cam here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. got a end of period slashing call against somebody. So perhaps the Flyers are going on power play. That'd be cool. It felt more like we're going to be on the penalty kill though. So didn't see the number, but just saw the save ball. All right, we'll see you when the Zamboni's done. All right, quick warm-up, and we'll figure out what was going on with the penalties. Start a third period, maybe as far as 2 minutes out. That's what the clock says, but typically they just let the ice dry. And then on a Friday night with the officials looking to get on with their evening, they tend to blow the whistle. Yeah, and there's the whistle. So we'll find out what goes on the scoreboard here. Looks like the Quince. Okay, I'm seeing Speltz in the box along with Paulson. So there's coincidentals that are yet to be finished. So yeah, so the Flyers will go on a kill. It was a slash ultimately. I saw the signal by the official. It happened as time expired. So 7-1 is the score. 19-10 are the shots. Thank you for those keeping the shots. So we'll start off with a kill. All right. Lucas Rundman pulls it back and wins the face-off, allowing Anders English to send it in deep. Let's see what White Bear Lake can muster here. They've got about 12 skaters tonight. They're going to go D-to-D at the high part of their offensive zone here. Goal with a nice save. Rebound chance. Cleared. Good stick there by Moline. Stop that shot. Actually, that was Rundman. Sorry. They both have letters on their jerseys. One's 11, one's 18, and one's C, and one's an A. But Lucas up on pressure there. Now Kellen will step up just to try and harass. A minute into the penalty kill now. Walked in, White Bear. Again, a defenseman keeping him wide. That's a win. So as a D-man, anything kept along the wall. Oh, and a good chance. Couple of point-blank saves. Good work there by Alex Gola. The scoreboard says 7-1. It could easily be a much worse. Oh, they call it unsportsmanlike. Was the call? I thought I saw a slash, but it's on the game sheet as unsportsmanlike. Alex Gola's made some fantastic saves. And good job there by Beckett Snook to send it deep. 40 seconds to go in the kill. Mickey Lensmeyer's going to come in. Good pressure there. Just going to sort of eat time. It's yeoman's work being on the front end of a forecheck when you're trying to kill a penalty. If it stays on the boards too long, they'll blow the whistle. This is exactly what you want to do. Good work by Mickey. Dave Lensmeyer's dad would be proud of that one. Dave's a farm kid from central Minnesota. That's some old-fashioned work there. Farm strong would be Mickey. Good football player, the Lensmeyer kid, too. Nolan's going to chip it out to Speltz, who's Out of the box, cleared on the penalty kill. D-to-D pass comes right behind Henry. Pass, he returns the favor, sends it right out in front of Beckett. Down the slot. Oh, just behind him. It was a good chance. Pass just caught him deep. Unfortunately, you're carrying about a 6-foot-long stick, so when it comes behind you, it's hard to sort of reset. Henry's just going to chip it in. Had to wait for his team to touch it back up. Down to the skates. Good soft pass through the middle. Henry trying to play it to Eddie Watson, number 4. Wiper is going to break it out. Snook's got it. He's just going to try to casually sort of play it, but it sneaks behind him. 3 minutes in now. Back it up to Henry Peterson. Henry Peterson's going to walk out of the zone. Gets harassed and has his pocket picked. Smeltz comes in to support. Good stick there by Snook. Oh, and he tried to... And we're getting offside. We're on run time, apparently. I see the clock ticking away even when the whistle's been blown and play stopped. Run time is all part of sort of the sportsmanship code. Just one team gets behind. Let's not let it get out of control. Let the game be played efficiently in that regard. Scheffelbein, it comes off his, I think he got goal number 6, if I'm not mistaken. Coming out of his zone. Brady works extremely hard. He's a 200-foot player. He's real quick. Here comes Teddy Johnson on the left wing. Teddy tries to pull it around. Good play there by the Whitebeard defenseman. And we got a 2-on-1. Look at Scheffelbein on the back check. English, good stick there. Hard to get it through Teddy. Or Anders, excuse me. Anders English. I'm going to get it wrong, but he's at least 6 feet tall, probably 6'1", 6'2". Oh, and a big glove save. Oh, my. Alex Gola. 4th, 5th chance. Holy cow, Gola family. Watch the replay of that. All that goalie training paid off. Here comes Johnson. Alex Gola night on the West Rink. Holy cow. That was 4 or 5 elite saves under heavy pressure with good chances. And Whitebeard kept peppering him. Moen steals it. Just not your night when you can't get one through in that scenario. Thorpe there. Good pressure there by Caden Thorpe. So he's sent around. Henry Moen's going to go to the corner. 5 minutes into this third period. About 10 minutes of game time to go. Watson trying to push it through some traffic. Ends up snaking behind the net. Thorpe just pitchforks it on his backhand. And he gets out of the zone. Rundman gives chase. It's so nice to have Lucas back. Oh, it hits off a stanchion there. Oh, and a snipe by Mickey. That was a good pace on that shot. Tried to go high glove, and it was a beautiful save. 9 minutes to go. Whitebeard gets a goal. It'll short. The game will lengthen, but if they don't, it'll be a 9-minute long game. Moen's going to go back and play it on his backhand and lose an edge. It's not my fault. He sharpens these now. Of course, the ice back there is not great. He was trying to walk around on his outside edge. That's a tricky play to make unless the ice is real good. For years, we got a skate sharpener in our basement. I would worry about the boys if they fell like it was my fault. Snooki walking in. Beautiful play by Beckett Snooki. Showed off his skill and just edge work there. But let me tell you, your heart's in your throat a little bit when you get into a big game and all of a sudden your kid loses an edge. You think maybe it was some not so great craftsmanship. In on soft side, yep. It took my kid till about 10 games left in his hockey career to take over the skate sharpening job. But that's okay. The sharpener's paid for itself. 8 minutes to go. Spelt's on the draw. Beautiful win there. Gets to English. He'll just dump it in. Anders sends it deep. Bit of a garbage time at this point in hockey parlance. Just trying to finish the game with nobody getting hurt. No shutout to protect, unfortunately, for Alex. He's played well enough that he could have one. See how Kane Thorpe uses his stick? He just makes himself so big. These defensemen are so strong. These sticks are like, oh, straws. Oh. See some of the skill there. That was a nice chance. Good blocker save there. Oh, bounces it out to Peterson. Peterson on the rush. Far wall. He's got Speltz through the middle. Nice play by the defenseman. Handling a much bigger player. Henry's got to get out of the zone. He's tired from that long swing here. This is where there's a bit of an honor code when it comes to hockey. So obviously White Bear wants to do the right thing and keep the pressure on. But if you see too much physicality, that'll be iced. And what I mean is the Flyers are not going what I would call at their highest gear. They're trying to just sort of finish this game. They get a goal, great. But they're not peppering the goalie at this point. But if the other team starts to take any sort of liberties in terms of physicality, it'll be received poorly, and there will be likely retaliation. Oh, Scheffelbein there. But hockey's not a sport you could play sort of half speed. And that shot will come way over the net. 6 minutes to go. Beckett's going to skate it out. Nice little pass up to Eddie. Eddie's going to peel off. Back. Oh, nice pass. I'll tell you, Eddie Watson just keeps catching, certainly my eye. I mean, and a good low chance there by Scheffelbein. Nice save again by White Bear. Both boys have done a nice job. They've handled a lot of duress. See, that's what I'm talking about. A little push in the back. Good play there by Kellen Moline. Dumped in. White Bear is going to change. Behind the net. Henry's got it. Oh, no, Beckett's got it. So White Bear's continuing to put pressure on, trying to find something to get that 7-1 number off. Oh, and a good idea there. Moline was trying to feed his line mate there. Another great save, no problem there. Goal is seeing the puck fantastically. Four and a half to go, period number 3 here. Flyers up 3-1. Shots now 22-21. Actually 22-22. Excuse me. My New Year's cough. Had it since New Year's. Thorpe and English on the back end here. Two just solid defensemen. They're big, they're fast, they're skilled. On the support there behind the net. 4 minutes left. Molino just skated out. That's a tired player there. Kellen. Oh, Crafty. This went to his backhand. On any other day, I think he would have gone forehand high. He was just trying to feed him through 5-hole there. The 5-hole is the space between the pads, goalie's pads. He was looking to just sort of see what he could feather through. So that's an example of he didn't go for a heavy finish here. He had a lot of net if he wanted it. Good play there on the forecheck. White Bear Lake keeps going at it. Shot just wide. 3 minutes left. Good low save there. Had the stick covered his 5-hole. Here comes Patrick Speltz through the middle, in onside. Tries to jump through the defenseman. He'll try and clear it. That'll be iced. Kind of fun to see the different banners in the rink. The red ones in the back, I can't really zoom in on, but they're Catholic State Tournament for you Vanilk families out there or Catholics watching. 1966, 67, 70, 71. So at one point in the hockey world, there was a religious state tournament profile. And of course, the last one for Benilde is 2012 as a AA team. Been a tough section for Red Knight hockey. Women's team is playing tonight. I guess they call it girls hockey, but they're women. Playing Edina. They were down 1-0 going into the third. I don't know if it's over yet. Good luck to them. Edina's been winning state championships, and Benilde keeps playing them right to the edge in the sections. Not getting the experience of going to the state tournament. But it's no different for the guys. They've got Wayzata, Edina. Another good save by goal. A minute and a half to go. And the boys are just pitchforking it out. Back to Moen. D-to-D pass to Snook. Comes across to Speltz, who walks it through the neutral zone. Big Henry Peterson trying to feed something through to Speltz. Credit the boys for being adaptive. Working with different line mates in a lot of cases. Thinner bench than they're used to. We'll see on Sunday against the Hornets. Valentine's Day we get off, so happy Valentine's Day to folks observing. Everybody has a Valentine somewhere. And that'll go up into the netting. 30 seconds to go. One more face-off, and that should call game. So, in the hockey goalie math world, the Bears of White Bear Lake are out shooting on us. They've got 25 shots on goal, and they've put one through. So that's a 96 save percentage for our man Alex. That'd make you about $12 million a year in the NHL. A good save percentage would be about .91. 0.92, and that'll be game. Just trying to stop the hijinks. So, that'll do it. Flyers get the win. Credit White Bear Lake for a hard-fought game. Everybody have a safe and happy holiday weekend. We'll see you Sunday.